Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, we can hear you. We ready.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. All right. There we go.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. I haven't seen you in a while.
I was on vacation.
Oh, lucky you. All right, where are my prosecutors?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. Mitchell. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. I see a new face.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Attorney Brown. I'm new.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
You too. All right, we'll get started. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Judge Regina Mincy, and this is the Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar for Tuesday, June the 1st. And I'm off a day, aren't I? It's Wednesday. Hump day, sorry, Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. And this is a calendar for cases in which individuals who are recently been arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses are placed on this calendar. Soon after their arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General has already accused these cases of the offenses brought against them, and these cases have been bound over to the State Court of Fulton County. Nevertheless, this will usually be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge, so we are able to address the issues of bond, possible arraignment, and consideration of a plea offer if one has been made by the state at this juncture. I'll also be providing a reset date for certain cases. And what's that reset date?
14th, Your Honor.
Okay, June 14th. All right. That will be June 14th. I'm going to begin by advising everyone that this entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube. Govern yourselves accordingly. I want the defendants on this calendar to know that you have the right to have an attorney present with you today, which most of you should, as well as your constitutional right to remain silent. Anything that you say about the facts, the circumstances, or the occurrences of your case can and will be held against you. So remember and listen to your attorney before you speak. All right, where are we starting today?
Courtroom number 3 with position number 6, please.
Okay. This is Julie. Is it Reef or Rife? Reef. Okay. This is case number 22 CR 003438H. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence. The offense date is May 31st, 2022. Pre-trial?
Excuse me.
First arrest.
First arrest, okay. All right, and Ms. Brown, this is your case?
Yes, Judge. The date of the offense is, as you stated, 5/31/22. It happened at 285 Lafayette Way in Atlanta, Georgia. The alleged victim in this case is Todd Reef, the defendant's husband. When the officers responded to the above location, they met with Todd Reef, who is married to Mrs. Reef. Upon speaking with him, he indicated that Ms. Reef had been drinking and started arguing with him. She attempted to hug him and then started scratching him in the face, leaving small lacerations and purple bruising. As pretrial mentioned, she doesn't have any record or any arrest. We would be asking for $3,500 surety bond, no contact with the victim, to stay away from 285 Lafayette Way, 1 day anger awareness, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and primarily, Judge, the stay away, even though she doesn't have a record, Judge, being that this just happened, we believe that she needs a cooling off period between the two of them, and so we would be asking for the stay away from that location.
Okay. All right, Ms. Gant?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Miss Julie Reef is 55 years old. She was born in Houston, Texas, but has been in the Atlanta area for the last 5 years. She is married to the complaining witness, Mr. Todd Reef, and she informs me that they have been married for 26 years, that this is a good marriage, and that they are currently in counseling. They share 3 children, ages 19, 21, and 23. Your Honor, we are opposed to the stay away at 285 Lafayette Way. This, of course, is the marital home. And I had the occasion to speak to Mr. Reeve. He informed me that he will be in court today to let the court know about his wishes for contact. He states that he wants to continue having contact with her. Ms. Reeve completed high school. She has a master's in accounting. However, she has been unemployed since 2000. She describes herself as a stay-at-home mom. Your Honor, at this point, these are just allegations. My client denies the allegations. This is her first arrest. I am requesting a signature bond on Ms. Reeve's behalf, as she is recommended. We are opposed to the stay away and would ask that Your Honor grant a no violent contact order. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I guess the biggest question is going to be, and I know that there's a request for stay away, then a request for no stay away, and it just happened yesterday. Does Ms. Reef have anywhere else to go stay?
May you clarify whether or not you have an alternate residence, Ms. Reeve?
I do not have a second home, if that's what you're asking.
And Your Honor, my understanding is that Mr. Reef is present today, or he informed me that he would be present to address the court.
Yes, that is correct, and he would like to speak, Judge, if he can.
Do I see him?
He's here in the courtroom.
Oh, you know what? I got confused. I'm like, why is courtroom 2 talking? I understand. Sorry about that. Because I knew we were, okay. We'll let Mr. Reef approach.
Have a seat, Mr. You're gonna stand for me? Hold on 1 second. Stand, hold on, sir.
Yes.
Give me a second. Okay, you can stand right here. This is Mr. Reed, Judge.
All right, Mr. Reef. Would you like to address the court today regarding your wife's bond hearing?
Yes, please.
Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes,
Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
yes, I do.
All right.
Your Honor, I do apologize for interrupting. I would ask that Mr. Reef's testimony be limited to his wishes regarding contact.
All right, Mr. Reef, tell me, and I usually go a little bit more than that because I want to make sure I understand the circumstances regarding this. Understand that you are married to the defendant, Miss Julie Reef, correct?
Correct.
Been married for 26 years?
Take the mask off and speak. We've been married for 26 years today, Your Honor. Yes.
Oh, today's your wedding anniversary.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I would,
Terrible.
yeah, I would say congratulations. You have 3 adult kids.
We do.
Okay. All right. And so what kind of contact would you like with Miss Reef?
I would like open contact. I do not want to stay away at order. I'm very, very confident with her safety. She does not need a cooling off period. She needs a shoulder to cry on.
Okay. Are you in fear of her?
No, I am not.
Okay. Do you
Your
think?
Honor, there's just a lot of, I know we're not going to go to the whole case, but surrounding circumstances. I've had an out-of-town job. She lost her mother. I lost mine. And I had an affair while I was out of town. And my wife is dealing with a lot of stuff. She did get a little agitated last night, and I called 911. I want to say I called prematurely. I did talk to the officers. I just wanted her to calm down. I do not want to press charges. I'm definitely not going to press charges. As she said, we are seeking counseling for our issues. We are going to work through them. We have 26 awesome years, and I just pulled the trigger too soon last night because it was agitated and I was under some stress. And I would not like a stay away order, and I'd like to take her home with me today.
All right. Ms. Brown, do you have anything else?
Judge, I don't have any questions.
Okay, do you, Ms. Gant?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I'm going to order a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial. I'm going to order that there be, that Ms. Reef will take the one-day anger awareness course. There will be no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I'm going to not enter a stay away from the location, but I want there to be no further violent contact. If there's any more violence or contact, then Ms. Reef, you will be rearrested, okay? Brought back down. So if you all can tell me that you can live in peace and that there'll be no issues or problems or no violence going on, then I will allow Ms. Reef to return home.
I will. I do.
Okay. All right. So that's a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial.
Was that higher than the prosecutor asked for, Judge?
You're good, sir.
Oh, I can't answer that question. Okay.
Just making sure that she returns and completes her conditions on bond. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, that should conclude this matter.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're good, that's it. She just signs herself out. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Next, we have position 5, Mr. Oliphant.
Okay. This is case number 22 CR 0034441Y. Mr. Michael Oliphant, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass and 1 count of fare evasion. The offense date is May 31st, 2022. Pretrial.
33 total. Last arrest was May 28th out of Dunwoody. There was shoplifting. May 7th, shoplifting Dunwoody. Those are open. April 2021, failed to appear for shoplifting. February 2021, failed to appear for shoplifting. He got a couple of shopliftings from 2020, 2019 probation violation, 2018 shoplifting conviction, 2016 same thing. It's just failed to appear and shoplifting for the most part.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant criminally trespassed on MARTA property at the Lindbergh Station, addressed at 2420 Piedmont Road, Northeast Atlanta, while having an active MARTA suspension. The defendant was issued a criminal trespass on April 20th of this year. The defendant also pushed through the fare gate without paying the required fare. Your Honor, there's a current bond of $500 surety on this case, and the state requests that that bond be increased to the following: a $500 surety bond as to both count 1 and count 2, totaling $1,000 surety bond, a stay away from MARTA, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. The defendant is a convicted felon with an extensive history of shoplifting, but he does have 1 criminal trespass conviction in there. We're also concerned defendant is a flight risk. He has 7 failure to appears and 6 probation violations. So based on that, we are recommending the $1,000 surety bond. Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Michael Oliphant is 52 years old. He has been in the Atlanta, Georgia area since the 70s. He has children ages 21 and 27. Your Honor, we are opposed to any stay away conditions unless there is an active suspension in place, Your Honor. Mr. Oliphant is unemployed at this time. In fact, he is disabled. He was working at Waffle House, but he had to stop because of a medical condition that is uncontrollable. available. He is currently in the process of applying for disability. He does not have anyone to help him with bond, and he also has an appointment coming up soon so that he can, that he needs to go to the hospital to pick up some medications to help manage his health conditions, Your Honor. He denies the allegations. He states that he was unaware of any MARTA suspensions that were continuing, because he states that he had spoken to someone over the phone regarding those, regarding the MARTA suspension. I am requesting a signature bond on Mr. Oliphant's behalf, primarily because of the nature of the offense and his inability to pay any bond at this time. Your Honor, would be in essence no bond. Therefore, I am requesting again a signature bond, and we are opposed to the stay away unless there is an active MARTA suspension. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to order a $800 surety bond, $400 on each charge. With that $800 surety bond, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. I'm going to order a stay away from the Lindbergh MARTA station for right now. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. So if you get out, Mr. Oliphant, you will need to seek other means of transportation. You are not to return to the Lindbergh station. I would do all of MARTA, but I want you to understand about the ban that will be in place with MARTA and not get yourself arrested by going back to MARTA. So right now I need you to stay away.
I'm sorry, Judge, what is the total bond?
$800, $400 on each charge. $800 surety bond. All right, if there's nothing else, that should conclude this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next, you have position 7, Rutledge.
All right, are you Mr. Timothy Rutledge?
I got something to say. I just started working.
Mr. Rutledge, remain silent, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me call the case first. 22 CR 003447J. You're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, a 2nd count of fare evasion with the offense date of May 31st, 2022. Pre-trial.
41 total. Last arrest was March. Probation violation out of Clayton County. He's on probation. Possession of marijuana, possession of meth. They gave him 5 years probation in 2020 out of Clayton County for that. On probation in Fulton, 18 SC 159879 for entering auto. He has a hold as well.
I don't have a hold.
Okay.
I can't see you pre-trial. Mr. Rutledge, I'm going to caution you again to please not speak. This is not your time to speak or any outbursts. Thank you.
You want more history or was that enough?
No, that was good. Thank you. All right, Ms. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, this defendant also criminally trespassed on MARTA at the Lindbergh station at 2420 Piedmont Road while having an active MARTA suspension issued on April 24th of this year with a resume riding date of July 31st, 2022. The defendant also entered the station without paying the required fare. The state's recommendation is going to be, as to count 1, $1,000 surety, count 2, $500 surety, totaling a $1,500 surety bond, a stay away from MARTA, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, the defendant is a convicted felon with an extensive history of drugs and violence and theft. He does have 3 criminal trespass convictions in that between 2018, 2019, and 2020, 1 for every year. So We also have concerns that the defendant is a flight risk. He has 3 failure to appears and 13 probation violations. So based on that, we are recommending the $1,500 surety bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gant?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Timothy Rutledge is 30 years old. He has been in the Atlanta, Georgia area his entire life. He has family here. We are opposed to any stay away orders at that MARTA location unless he has an active suspension in place. Mr. Rutledge informs me that he was not aware of any MARTA suspensions. Mr. Rutledge obtained a GED. He has been unemployed for the past year, therefore he does not have the means to pay anything toward bond. I have been in contact with his father, who informs me that he does not have the means to pay any bond. The state referenced my client's history. I acknowledge that. However, this is not a case about drugs or violence. And I would ask that, given the nature of the allegation, Your Honor, that you grant my client a signature bond. Thank you, Your Honor. And as my client stated earlier, just based on my research, I did not see that there was a Barron County hold for Mr. Rutledge. Thank you.
Okay. You're showing a hold, Ms. Mitchell?
Your Honor, not where I can see. I'm not sure if I'm looking in the right location for that.
I have a question, Your Honor.
Mr. Rutledge, please remain silent while the judge rules, and I will give you a call at the jail to discuss any concerns, okay?
I need to see if I have a hold.
Judge, let's disregard the whole. I mean, we got the history.
Okay.
I don't have a hold.
Okay.
And I'm not.
I've asked you several times not to speak. This is not your time to speak. Let your attorney speak for you. All right, Ms. Gant, we're disregarding the hold.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to order a $1,000 surety bond, and that's $500 on each charge. I'm going to order a stay away from MARTA. You are already under a ban that ends on July 31st, 2022. But while you're on bond, you are to stay away from MARTA as well. You'll have to seek other transportation sources.
Excuse me.
Don't interrupt me. Now, I'm going to raise the surety bond each time you interrupt me.
Please remain silent, Mr. Rutledge. I will give you a call at the jail to discuss your concerns, and there is no hold.
I can't bond out. I mean, I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I got somewhere to live. So how am I gonna go to work and have somewhere to live? I did not know I was banned from more.
Mr. Rutledge, remain silent. I will give you a call. The judge has heard our argument and she's making her ruling. We don't want her to raise your bond, which she has the authority to do.
So I don't got pretrial.
Remain silent. I will give you a call to explain everything to you, sir.
Have a seat over there for me, Mr. Rutledge. Have a
And
seat.
no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on bond.
So I don't got no pretrial.
Next, we have position 9, Mr. Thomas.
I do apologize, Your Honor.
That's okay. Thank you. All right, this is case number 22 CR 003446G, Jarvis Thomas. You're charged with 1 count of battery, a 2nd count of SB, and a 3rd count of willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, all with these 3 charges have an offense date of May 31st, 2022. Pretrial.
This is 10th adult arrest. Last arrest was given false name conviction, 2019. It was an escape with that obstruction and ag assault. The ag assault, he's on probation for 19 SC 172430. 2020, they gave him 1 year to serve, 4 years probation. He has 2 holds, a probation and a failure to appear. The FTA is out of DeKalb County, Decatur. You got a 2012 robbery conviction, 2014 simple battery arrest, 2014 burglary arrest. I'm not sure of the dispositions. Got a 2017 trespass, battery, family violence. The battery DV was transferred to Superior Court. And a 2018 probation violation for burglary. 2018 battery obstruction, 3 counts, and 1 count misdemeanor obstruction. That's it.
All right. Ms. Mitchell, are you able to state the facts, Ms. Mitchell?
Your Honor, I believe this was requested as a breakout room.
I have one for position 12. I don't have one for 9.
Your
But
Honor.
if we need to, based on the allegations, then we can go into a breakout.
Well, PD Kim, is that what
Yes.
you wanted to do? I saw that.
Yes,
on-
I actually requested breakout session because of nature of allegations.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I don't see
okay.
it, but I will honor it.
No problem, Your Honor.
Yes, can you, Miss,
Okay,
Brooks.
who all are we,
Miss Kim, Miss Mitchell, myself, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor, please. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Nope. It's the 4 of us. All right, we're back on the record with position number 9, Mr. Jarvis Thomas. And after hearing testimony from your attorney as well as the prosecutor and the information on this case, I'm going to leave the bond the same at 5,000, which is 1,500 on the battery, 2,500 on the SB, which is the second charge, and 1,000 on the third charge, for a total of $5,000 surety bond. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. You are to stay away from the MARTA station, which is 5 Points at 30 Alabama Street. You are to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, and you're to have no further contact with the victim, Michaela White.
I don't even know who that is.
I understand. You see anyone that looks like her, go the other way.
I don't know what she looked like. Who is she? That's what I'm charged with something. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, your attorney is going to inform you,
Yes.
and she will represent you appropriately for the charges that are brought against you today. And your attorney can explain that a little further.
I didn't even hear her talk to you though. That's what I'm saying.
Please stay silent and you can call me and I'll explain to you. Thank you.
Who is the victim? They ain't come here.
All right, Mr. Thomas.
Man,
Next, we have
why she
to,
just represent me
How
without?
much was that?
That was $5,000 surety bond, 1,500, 2,500, and 1,000 is the breakdown.
Thank you.
Mhm.
next we have position 12, Mr. Nguyen.
How y'all do a case without
Okay.
standing in front of y'all? Like, how they
And I think this one, is there still a request for a breakout with this case?
Yes,
Your Honor.
Judge.
All right, Ms. Middlebrooks, let's see, looks like Ms. Brown, Mr. Walker, and Ms. Kim, this is your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you put us in a breakout, please?
This is the first arrest too. Just so you know.
First arrest, okay.
All right.
All right, we're back on the record. This is position 12, Mr. William Nguyen. Case number is 22 CR 003440Y. And you're Mr. Nguyen, correct? Okay. All right. Discuss your case in the breakout, and I want to give you my ruling. I'm going to order that you will receive a signature bond in the amount of $3,500 through pretrial. They'll give you that information on going to orientation with pretrial. You are to stay away from 6685 Smoke Ridge Drive, Atlanta, as long as the victim is not residing there. So once you are released in 24 hours or less, you can go back to your marital home. If you get there and the victim, your wife, Mrs. Nguyen, is there, you cannot reside there until she vacates. Is that clear? Okay. So you may have to stay somewhere else a night or two until she gets her belongings out in the interim. So you can only return to the incident location as long as the victim does not reside there.
Okay.
You are also to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, except for any medication prescribed to you. It's my understanding that there is some prescribed medication, and I'm going to order you to take that medication and continue to treat with your physician on that, with your pre-existing condition, okay?
Okay.
So please take your medication. I'm going to also order the 1-day anger awareness course through pretrial. And I think that will conclude everything. Is there anything else, Ms. Kim or Ms. Brown, that I left out?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right.
No further contact.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. Yes, and no further contact with Mrs. Nguyen. Even once she's vacated the marital home, you're not to contact her at all under any circumstances, or else she will come back to the Fulton County Jail. Is that clear?
Good.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Position 1, Mr. Hyder. Mr. Hyder?
All right, this is case number 22 CR 003442F, Mr. Brandon Hyder. You're
Yes.
charged with 1 count of theft by deception, actually 3 counts of theft by deception. 1 with the offense date of October the 5th, 2020. The 2nd with the offense date of October the 11th, 2020. And the 3rd offense on October 13th, 2020. Pre-trial.
First arrest.
All right. Mr. Cheney.
Yes, Your Honor, the state's bond recommendation is a $1,500 total bond, $500 surety on counts 1, 2, and 3. Stay away from all O'Reilly Auto Parts locations. No weapons, drugs, alcohol, no new violations. A audit of a store, the O'Reilly Auto Parts store, was conducted while the defendant was an employee there. They discovered he made 3 transfers to his personal account in amounts of $169, $124, and $313, resulting in the 3 separate warrants for theft by deception. The total amount being, of course, less than $1,500. That is our case, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Brandon Hyder is 23 years old. He has been in the Atlanta, Georgia area for 12 years. He has family here, including a newborn daughter who lives with him. Your Honor, we are unopposed to the stay away at O'Reilly Auto Parts and would ask that the bond order be specific for O'Reilly Auto Parts. As I understand it, that store is located in a strip mall, and Mr. Hyder frequents that strip mall for other retailers. Mr. Hyder completed high school. At this time, he is self-employed. Your Honor, at this point, these are allegations. My client is presumed innocent. He has never been arrested before. He does not appear to be a flight risk, and he has community ties. Therefore, I am requesting a signature bond on Mr. Hyder's behalf as he is recommended. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Cheney, what's the incident location for this O'Reilly store?
Your Honor, the O'Reilly store that we're talking about is located at 3050 MLK Junior Southwest, suite number C, as in Charlie 2. So defense counsel would be correct. I believe that is in a strip mall.
Okay. All right. And I'm assuming that Mr. Hyder does not work there anymore. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hyder, I am going to go ahead and give you a signature bond in the amount of $1,500 to the jail. And you will be able to sign your own bond, but I want you to adhere to the conditions of not returning to the O'Reilly Auto Parts at 3050 MLK Junior Drive, Suite C2. You are not to go back there or get close to there anyway. I will allow you to go to other stores within that strip mall, but just stay away and stay clear of the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Also, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, except for any prescriptions prescribed to you by a physician. And I guess with the stay away from O'Reilly's, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, would that conclude the conditions of this bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Breakdown, Judge.
I'm sorry.
What is your breakdown?
Oh, that's $500 on each charge for $1,500 signature bond to the jail, $500 on each.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
next we got number 2, Mr. Merritt.
Okay.
Come on, Mr. Williams. Come on, Stephen.
And that's Mr. Merritt there.
Yeah, medical.
Okay. Case number 22 CR 003443A, and that's Eric Merritt. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of May 31st, 2022. Pretrial.
15 total. Last arrest was 2014, misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Yeah, the 2009 CWAT case. If you want to know what it is, I'll put it in the chat for you. But as a matter of fact, I will. So just stand by, I guess. Well, you can let the state go. I know they know this.
Right. You're aware of that, Mr. Cheney?
We are, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. All right. Mr. Cheney, go ahead and proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is a $3,000 surety bond based on the history under GCIC, which pretrial will let you know of, even though the last was 2009. There are conditions which were attached to that sentence. Also, no contact with victim, no drugs, alcohol, no new violations of Georgia law. The victim did contact, or we did contact the victim. She says they are merely roommates and she is moving out and does not fear them. I did check the special conditions under Georgia law, which would attach to 2009, and none of this activity would be a violation of any of those conditions if they were in fact made part of the sentence in 2009. That is their case, Your Honor. Also, I'm sorry, stay away. The stay away would probably be not be in effect, Your Honor, because I believe, as I said, she is moving out and I think he is on the lease or is the homeowner. That is our case, Your Honor.
Okay. And are you also asking for no further contact with this victim?
Yes, Your Honor. I thought I said that. If not, yes, that would be definite. a definite request to the state.
Okay, and what's the victim's name?
The victim's name in this case is Jeleese, Jeleese, Pott, P-O-T-T.
Okay. All right, Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Eric Merritt is 71 years old. He was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. He does have family in Atlanta. Your Honor, we are opposed to the stay away at 1940 Fisher Road. Mr. Merritt informs me that that is in fact his residence and that Ms. Pott does not live there. He states that prior to his arrest, she had vacated that property, Your Honor. Mr. Merritt completed the 10th grade. He has been disabled since age 24. Therefore, he does not have the means to pay much, if anything, toward bond. He is very concerned about losing his place if he is incarcerated. He further informs me that he recently had surgery. He had open heart surgery. He states that he denies these allegations. There is no way, he states, that he would be in any condition to attack a 40-year-old while he is in his 70s. He had a stent placed in his chest and had been on bed rest for the past 2 weeks. He also has a pacemaker. He states that he has a witness there of her attacking him. He was merely trying to help Ms. Pott because she informed him that she has just gotten out of jail and that she in fact attacked him. Your Honor, I am requesting a signature bond on Mr. Merritt's behalf. I do acknowledge that he has some history, but I did not hear about any recent convictions for violence nor any FTAs. Therefore, we do not believe that he is a flight risk. He is unopposed to the no contact order. And I would again just ask that you grant a signature bond if as he is recommended and that you not put in place a stay away. Thank you, Your Honor.
We did not request to stay away, Your Honor. I don't know if Ms. Gant heard that.
Right.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to order a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. And I'm going to order Mr. Merritt, if you return and when you return to your residence, as long as the victim is not there, you can be there. But I usually try to put that condition to make sure that the victims have had time to move out. So as long as she has vacated Ms. Pott, then you are free to reside there, okay? But if you get there and she is there or she's still moving out, just stay away until she completely moves out or vacates the residence. But I am going to order no further contact with Ms. Pott. I will do that, and the stay away is conditional. And then I want to also order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And that should conclude everything. They will give you information on how to contact and get the information for pretrial while you're on bond, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're back to courtroom 2.
I have position 11, Mr. Williams.
Okay. This is 22 CR 003439F. Mr. Jonathan Williams. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of May 23rd, 2022. Pre-trial?
This is 5th arrest. He don't have any violence. Last arrest was 2014, probation violation out of Cobb. His history is mostly drug charges and driving charges.
All right, Ms. Brown?
Yes, Judge. This incident happened on, I believe, May 23rd of 2022 at 140 Barrels Downs, Alpharetta. The victim in this case is Chelsea Metz. When the officers responded to the location, the officers met with Chelsea Metz, who's married to and lives with the defendant. When the officers arrived on scene, they made contact with her, immediately noticed that there was a fresh cut and bruise on her right wrist. The victim advised that when the defendant returned home, he believed she had thrown some of his belongings out. He then attacked her. He threw a piece of furniture and a drawer at the victim. He then grabbed the victim by the back of the neck and pushed her face first into the floor and held her down. He then pulled a significant amount of her hair from the back of her head. He then dragged her by the hair into the bathroom, where the victim alleges that she became unable to remember what happened. Then he pulled her by the back of her shirt and tried to control her, but the shirt ripped, allowing her to get away. When the officers arrived, they noticed that she had bruising on her elbows, as well as a scrape on her left shin. As pretrial stated, he has several arrests. Most of them are drug charges. In 2018, he had a possession of controlled substance. 2013, possession of controlled substance. 2011, a DUI. Judge, we're asking for a $5,000 surety bond, no contact with the victim, stay away from the address, 140 Barrel Downs, 1 day anger awareness, alcohol and drug evaluation, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr.
Yeah.
Williams is actually 37 years old, and I don't think they are married legally. They live together and they have children together, 3 years and 5 months old. Mr. Williams has been here in Georgia for the last 37 years, and he has parents and siblings here in Georgia, and he has a stable job at Deloitte for 16 years, so he's not a flight risk, and this is his first violence-related offense. We would like to request for a signature on bond, as pretrial also recommended for unsecured judicial relief, and he seems to have a clean records. Other than that, we would like to request for a signature on bond. Thank you.
Okay. Where did you say he's been working for 16 years?
Deloitte.
Delos or Lowe?
Did I pronounce right, Mr. Williams? Deloitte?
Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu Limited.
Oh, Deloitte Touche. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I am going to order the $5,000 signature bond through pretrial, as is recommended. I'm gonna order a stay away from the 140 Barrels Downs in Alpharetta. Mr. Williams, you have to find somewhere else to reside while you're on bond. And I'm going to order no further contact with Chelsea Metz. And I understand that that is your wife. I'm going to order the 1 day anger awareness course. And I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, except for any medication prescribed to you. And I'm going to order the ADET, the alcohol drug evaluation.
Your Honor, he said he graduated from drug courts 2018, and he has been very sober ever since then.
He's still with drug court or not?
No, he graduated.
He graduated from drug court in 2018?
Yes, Your Honor.
Since I believe he would have the means to get an ADET, I would still order that he do that.
Sure.
To make sure
yes, Your Honor,
there's not been a relapse or anything with this incident that happened. It concerns me. I want to protect the victim. So he will get that evaluation and go with the recommendations or do what they recommend based on the evaluation.
yes,
And
Your
I
Honor.
do see that he has been having his hand up, that we got to tread very light, Mr. Williams. Is there something that you want to know about the bond conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
So actually, my house has multiple offers on it, and I will be moving in with my parents currently. Miss Metz stays with my parents. She's had multiple issues and multiple arrests in the past, and I'm not arguing about the circumstances and what happened or what didn't happen and what she said, but with her circumstances, she can't live with her parents. She can only live with me. She would effectively be homeless, and she's a good mother to our children. I wouldn't want to put her in that position with the stay away.
so your house is up for sale. You have multiple offers on it. And as soon as it closes, everyone will have to move. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're stating that the victim would be coming to reside with you at your parents' home?
I take care of her in every way, provide her insurance, as well as I have full custody of our son, and likely will also have of our daughter. And this may be impactful to that and why it's stated in the way it was, but I'm not trying, I know this isn't about that right now. I just am presumed innocent, I would hope.
So are you all legally married?
We have domestic partnership through my work,
Oh, okay. And how old is your son?
3 years. And my daughter's 5 months.
Oh, and you have a second child.
Yes, ma'am.
That sort of changes the facts a little bit, Miss Kim. And I do have some concerns. And has anyone had any contact with the victim, Mrs. Metz, or Miss Metz, should I say?
No, Your Honor.
I don't believe so, Judge.
I know that she came up to the various courthouses in Roswell and Fulton County last week, and she was attempting to clarify and not say that she wasn't pressing charges.
For Your Honor, sorry to interrupt. The victim is not here. No, we have not had contact, but that's part of our concern. We are, again, asking for a no contact order. If the victim wants that modified, she can always reach out to our victim advocate, and we can always bring it back in front of the court for a modification. But at this time, we have not had contact. We are not in a position to take the defendant's word. I'm not here to say he's lying or not lying, but without having contact, I think the appropriate thing, and especially when there's young children involved, is to enforce the no contact order. And if the victim wants it modified, we could take that up at a later date and time.
All right. Mr. Williams, I'm going to order in the interim, because your closing may not occur for at least a month or so, depending, is that you stay away from that location since you can go stay with your parents until we hear from the victim to ensure that she and the children are going to be safe. I'm going to go ahead and order the stay away from the home at Barrels Down in Alpharetta. I think it's 140. And I guess you can continue to assist with the closing. And I'm going to order no further contact with her at this time because the allegations do concern me. And if there's going to be any third-party contact with your children for visitation, that you do that through a third party, which could be your mother or someone, so that you don't violate bond by having contact with Ms. Metz at this time. And if there are issues that need to be brought before the court, your attorney knows how to do that, and she will bring it to us, and we will decide at that point whether we modify the bond. You're also to take a one-day anger awareness course through pretrial. And as I stated before, I'm still going to order the ADET.
Your Honor, can he have at least one time law enforcement officer escort visit to take his personal belongings?
Yes, and I will add to that order a one-time law enforcement escort to go back to get any personal belongings that you need. So remember now that says to go back with law enforcement. Do not go back on your own, because you will be violating bond and you can be arrested again and brought back in. So again, you are to arrange with law enforcement to meet you there so that you can gather your belongings in a one-time visit in the interim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, I got a quick announcement for position 10. They waived their appearance. And we're completed here in courtroom 2, Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
So, okay, position 10, whose case is position 10? Is it you, Ms. Kim? So, he doesn't want to come out, or you filed a waiver of appearance?
I filed a waiver of appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, so I just need to hear that case in order to issue a bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want to hear that at our courtroom too, or you'll find out?
We'll find out, Judge. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
All right, here we got number 3, Ms. Moore.
Okay. We'll do 10 at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may, on Ms. Moore's case, we submitted a null pros after the accusation was filed because it's outside the statute of limitations.
Okay.
And we would ask you to sign that for us so that she can be released.
Okay. Have you sent that to Ms. Middlebrooks?
Yes, Your Honor, and she did confirm receipt of it.
Good.
About 12 o'clock.
All right, Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your case number 22 CR 0034444E, where you were charged with 1 count of simple battery family violence with the offense date of November the 21st, 2019. That case has been dismissed, and I will be signing the order so that you can get out today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, your case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor.
Absolutely. Glad to bring good news once in a while.
Yes. Who do we have
Your
next?
Honor, Union City.
Okay.
I have position number 8, Ms. Smith.
Okay. All right, this is 22 CR 003450J, Millicent Smith. A charge at 1 count of simple battery family violence. The offense date is May 22nd, 2022. Pretrial.
Who's this?
Position 8, Millicent Smith.
Second arrest. Last was 2015 for DUI. That was dismissed out of Virginia.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cheney.
Yes, Your Honor. Bond recommendation is $2,500 surety bond, no contact with the victim, no weapons, drugs, alcohol, no new violations. The victim and the defendant were living together at the time. The altercation became physical. Defendant grabbed the arm of the victim and pulled her down to the ground. No visible injuries noted on the warrant. Date of offense was 5/22 of this year. That is our case, Your Honor.
All right, and what's the victim's name, please?
Yes, ma'am. The victim's name is a Mr. Solomon Smith. First name is Soloman. Last name common.
Okay. And you said they are not, or they are married, or do we know? They do have the same last name.
No, ma'am. They are just living together.
Okay. All right.
Is the warrant is what the warrant said.
Okay. All right. I do see her shaking her head. So I'm not sure, Miss McLeod. We'll hear your evidence, and then we'll see, are they married or not? Just curious.
Your Honor, my client is 43 years old. She and the alleged victim have been married for over 20 years, and they have 2 children together, a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old. She is a software engineer. She has been for the past 20 years. She tells me that she has a master's degree. It appears that she was at home and there was some issue involving her 15-year-old son and her husband, and they were having an argument, and the neighbors must have called the police, and she ended up being arrested, Your Honor. She does live in Atlanta. She has ties to the community. She has not worked for the past 4 years, she tells me. That was by agreement between herself and her husband. Given the fact that this is her first arrest for something like this, and that she has ties to the community, I do not believe that her husband or her son have indicated, I have not been able to speak with them, that they find her a threat to them or anything, given the longevity of this particular relationship and how sketchy the allegations are. I would ask the court to consider giving my client a signature bond. It can have conditions of no further violent contact, since we're talking about family members here, Your Honor. I don't know if the husband is on Zoom. I haven't seen him, and as I said, I was not able to speak with him.
Your Honor, we tried to contact the victim, but the call came, we left a message, we did not get a call back. As with any of these situations, as Mr. Walker mentioned, we'd ask for a stay away until the court can determine what the living arrangements are. It's still a violent family violence charge. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, she doesn't have anywhere else to live, and she's not employed. She is his dependent. She's his wife.
All right, what's the incident location?
Your Honor, the incident location is 6115 Abbott's Bridge Road, Johns Creek, Georgia, ABBOTS.
Okay, I'm going to order the signature bond in the amount of $2,500 through pretrial. I'm gonna order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, except for anything prescribed to you. I'm torn a little bit with the stay away because I'm not sure. Again, these are allegations, but it sounds like from what I'm hearing, it was an incident between your son and your husband. But I do want there to be obviously a cooling down period. And was this with the 15-year-old son? Is that what you stated, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. And she says her husband, he has some video evidence, but as I said, I was not able to contact him. That would support her version of events.
Mm-hmm. That she's alleging she's not the one that committed any act of violence.
That is correct, Your Honor.
As far as, again, this is the first that was on the 22nd. She was arrested on the 31st from this 22nd incident. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So she has potentially been at the home a few days since
Yes,
after the incident occurred.
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant just shook her head no.
I'm sorry, Mr. Walker.
The defendant literally just shook her head no, Attorney McLeod.
Yeah. So you have
But
not been at the,
Your Honor, I think she has been.
okay.
She shook her head no. I'm just letting you know what I just saw. But
Ms. Smith, can you hear me, Ms. Smith?
I mean, I'm sure she'll change her answer now that her attorney has answered, but I did want the court to know.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Ms. Smith, do you have somewhere else you can go stay?
I could, if I have my folder from with my friends' phone numbers, yes, but that's in Johns Creek and that's separate from where I'm held in Fulton County, I believe. They took all of my belongings away from me after I called to ask for an escort to my residence just to get my personal effects. That's the only reason I went to 6115 Abbott's Bridge. I was told to call and ask for an escort, and upon receiving the escort, I was arrested. Yeah.
So when was the last time that you resided at the 6115 Abbott's Bridge?
That previous Sunday night when I was escorted to Emory Hospital.
On the 22nd?
Yes.
So you have not been residing there since then?
No.
Okay. Okay. So
I only came back with the instructions to ask for an escort, and the escort told me I had a warrant, and that's why I'm here now.
Okay, so is there a protective order or something else that's filed or another case going on?
Your Honor, she tells me that she's asked for divorce, and this was what precipitated all of this.
Ah, okay. And now I'm understanding because I'm trying to figure out. So you were ordered to move from the home pursuant to some type of divorce proceeding. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor, I think she had asked for divorce, and this was what precipitated this. I think Dad was upset and the son was also upset.
Okay. All right. Well, so what I'm going to do is order stay away from 6115 Abbott's Bridge Road. Looks like you're already out of that location or supposed to be. And again, I will let you return once, but with the police escort, if there are any other belongings that you need to get, it sounds like you may not need to do that, but I will include that in my order if you need it in order to get the escort. But if that didn't work for you before, I suggest maybe you not do that. No further contact with the victim, Mr. Solomon Smith. So be very careful with that. If there is a need to see your son, or I guess both children, well, the other's 20 years old, but this 15-year-old, then I would ask that you go through some third party or some other person to visit or see your son, so that again, you don't have to contact Mr. Solomon Smith and violate the terms of your bond. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on bond, except for those prescribed to you. And I'm going to order that 2,500 signature bond through pretrial. All right. Anything else that I need to take up from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Nothing from state, Your Honor.
All right. That will conclude this case. Good luck to you.
Next, we have position number 4, Your Honor.
Okay. This is case number 22 CR 0034449E. Tina Newell, you're charged with 1 count of battery with the offense date of May 31st, 2022. Pre-trial?
12 total. Last arrest was 2020 probation violation. She got an open battery DV in state court. 20 CR 003-254E as in Edward. 2010 ag assault conviction. 2014 probation violation. It's out.
All right. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, the defendant battered her coworker, Mr. Oliver Horn, by spraying him in the face with pepper spray. The defendant showed up to Mr. Horn's residence. Mr. Horn stepped outside and asked the defendant what was it that she needed from him. The defendant responded by yelling at him, quote, "Why did you call my job?" stating, "I didn't pay you," end quote. When Mr. Horn proceeded to walk away, that's when the defendant sprayed him with pepper spray in his face. Your Honor, the state's recommendation is $3,000 surety, no further contact with the victim, Mr. Horn, a stay away from 2201 Crossrail Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, which is Mr. Horn's address, a 1-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. As heard from pretrial, the defendant is a convicted felon with a history of violence and forgery. There is an open battery case, battery family violence in 2020, where she was given a $5,000 signature bond. And here we are again on another battery charge. She was also convicted of aggravated assault. She also has 6 probation violations in her history. So based on that and the allegations, we're recommending the $3,000 surety bond. Thank you.
All right, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 48 years old. She's the mother of 2 adult children, and she tells me that she has 3 grandchildren. She earns a living by cleaning apartments. The alleged victim was someone that she hired to help her to clean apartments, and they had an arrangement about payment. And instead of adhering to the agreement that they had, he actually called the persons that she worked for and told them that she had not paid him, which was in fact untrue. So she just went to his house to speak to him about it, and he became very threatening to her. And that was when she sprayed him because she felt threatened. And he, in fact, threw a rock in her car and damaged her car window, Your Honor. So it was not that he walked away or anything like that. He was aggressive to her, and that was when she sprayed him. She does not have a significant amount of income because based on what he did, she lost this particular contract. So she is not employed right now, Your Honor. So it was going to be very difficult for her to make bond. I understand that she does have some history, but I would ask the court, given that it's not a domestic situation and they don't have to have any contact with each other, to consider giving her the lowest possible bond, a surety bond, if the court thinks that she cannot possibly have a signature bond. But that is her circumstance, Your Honor. That is our contention, is that this is not a domestic situation. It was a situation where she felt threatened by this man.
All right. I'm going to order the $3,000 surety bond. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I'm going to order a stay away from the incident location. I believe it's 2201, was it Croswell Road?
Crossrail, spelled Crossrail.
Oh, Crossrail, okay. You stay away from that location, which I assume is the victim's residence.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I guess that will be it. Is there anything else for you to take up?
A no contact.
Oh, and no further contact with the victim, Oliver Horn. So no further contact with him, Ms. Newell, and to stay away from his residence. And you will hopefully comply with your conditions while on bond, okay?
Is there any way I can please get a signature bond?
I'm sorry?
I said, is there any way that I could please get a signature bond because my car got towed. I'm in school full time. My rent is due. I just was homeless and I just moved into my apartment. I just moved. Now I just got back on my feet or whatever, and I did not go to harm this man. I just went to ask him, and I actually went to see if we could reconcile on the situation. And it just got escalated and whatnot. And like she said, I felt threatened by him. And that's the only reason why I responded. I'm not the type of person to just go to someone's home and try to start no mess or anything, because I never would have hired him if I felt like he was going to be that way. But what I'm asking is, because I do have 2 adult children and I do have 3 grandchildren that I do take care of often. Like yesterday when I got arrested, my grandchildren were at daycare when my daughter was out of town. And I had no one to pick them up. My husband needed to be picked up from work, and he was not able to be picked up either because I was arrested and my car was towed. And before all that happened, he threw a brick through my window, a big rock from his home through my window. So I felt threatened and scared by him. So I called the police as well and whatnot. So, and he's a man, he's a whole entire man. I'm a young woman, I'm 98 pounds And what can I do to a man? That's the only reason why I had my mace and my pepper spray is for protection. I didn't go with a gun or a knife or anything to, threaten him or anything. He got aggressive towards me. And like I said, he busted my window out and then my car got impounded. My husband today could not go to work. And when he just started his job making $18 an hour on Tuesday, and he couldn't go to work today because of our transportation, my car is in the impound. I'm here. I just don't have it. And I'm a full-time student. I go to Atlanta Technical College for cosmetology, and I'm missing days of school and stuff like that now because of this situation. And I just please ask for a signature bond because I don't have any money, not a dollar, because I'm trying to pay my rent. And I just moved into this apartment, and I haven't even, this is going to be my first rent payment.
So your husband works and your adult children live with you?
My adult children do not live with me, but my grandkids are with me a lot because of my children. They work and stuff like that. But I'm basically like the grandmother that they come to all the time. I always watch my kids. Like now, my daughter's out of town because she's a makeup artist, and so she's out doing makeup. So I'm responsible for getting them to and from daycare while she's out of town. But I'm here in jail. So right now, my mom, I'm just trying to scrape up people that can try to hurry up and help pick up the slack. And like I said, today, my husband wasn't able to go to work to the new job because my car is in the impound and we don't have anybody, to really depend on. So they're solely dependent on me.
Right. I understand, but you've mentioned to me some resources that you have for this 10 to 15% surety bond.
No, I don't have
not a total of $3,000. It's only, give or take 10 to 15% of that. With your husband working, I'm assuming you must not be on a bus line, or he could take it.
No, I'm not on a bus line. I'm not on a bus line, Judge, at all. But my husband just started his job Tuesday, so he's not going to get a check for another week or two.
Okay.
So everything is solely dependent on me. So that job that I was doing yesterday, I was going to finish the job at the apartment complex. I do move in and move out. So I was going to finish the job yesterday, which I was not able to finish because I got arrested. So that would have brought me $300. And then now I would have been able to pay my rent with that.
Is your daughter not able to bond you out? The one
no, ma'am.
Out of town?
No, I have no one to bond me out. I promise you that I have nobody to bond me out, and I have no money to get bonded out. I don't, and I am the sole provider as far as dependency, as far as the transportation, as far as watching the kids, as far as a lot of things. My whole family depends on me. I'm the sole provider, basically. Like even with my husband getting a new job, I helped him push him along with that. I helped him get this job, and he's making $18 an hour. But like I said, he just started Tuesday, so we haven't even got in good with the job for him to even get a full check yet. So I'm just asking, please, for a security bond so I can get back out here and finish my life. I just came from being homeless and stuff like that. So God has given me another chance to start all over. And
anything else from the state?
Just that we object to a signature bond due to her history and the fact that she pulled up on the victim in this case.
But I didn't pull up on him trying to threaten him, or I didn't pull up on him like that, officer. Judge. I just pulled up on him to ask him. I said, "What is the problem? Let's talk about it and whatnot." And he got aggressive towards me. But like I said, I'm 4'10". I'm 98 pounds. What is it I can go pull up on somebody and not? What can I do to him? I can't fight a man and look at my fingernails. My nails are long. It's nothing that I can do to harm or hurt anybody. I know I have a past. Everybody has a past and whatnot. And I know, but my past right now is helping me to get along and get through what I'm doing now. Like I said, I'm a full-time student. I'm doing good. I have a 3.5 grade point average in college. I only have 2 more months to go before I'm out.
The state is going to object to this testimony. It's redundant at this point.
Right. What I'm going to do, Ms. Newell, I will reduce the bond to the $2,000 surety bond, but I'm going to keep it at a surety bond. No further contact with Mr. Oliver Horn, and stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. So that'll be a $2,000 surety bond, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
That'll be all for South Bend.
Which one?
I said that'll be all for us. We're completed.
Oh, you're complete. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Your Honor, that completes my business for the day. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. And
Thank
have
you.
we, I'm looking back through the calendar. Oh, we need to do number position 10. That
Yes,
was
Your Honor.
Kim's case? Yes.
Yes.
This is 22 CR 0034458H, Derek Tillman.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he, you have filed a waiver of his appearance, and he is charged with certain acts, bus rail station prohibited, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer with the offense date of May 31st, 2022. Do you have anything pre-trial?
12 total. Last arrest was back in March. Probation violation. He's on probation, 19 SC 168894. 2019, they gave him 1 year to serve, 5 years probation. On probation for another burglary and obstruction, 12 SC 114374. 2012, they gave him 3 years to serve, 17 years probated. And he out on pretrial for theft by taking, trespass, and criminal damage to property. That's it.
Okay. So he's already on a pretrial bond now?
Yes. Don't ask me how, but yes.
All right. Do you know how much that is?
I don't know. I'll check into it.
Okay.
Are y'all going to withdraw?
Oh yeah. I already wrote it up.
Okay.
The bond surrender.
All right. That's where I was going with that, Mr. Walker. All right, Ms. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant was sitting on the edge of a platform at the 5 Points MARTA station, located at 30 Alabama Street, Southwest Atlanta, with his legs hanging over the train track area. When officers went to arrest him, the defendant resisted and tried to run away in an attempt to flee. Your Honor, there's a current bond of $5,000 surety on this case, $2,500 as to each count. And the state's going to request that that bond be reduced to the following: $2,000 surety as to count 1 and $1,000 surety as to count 2, totaling a $3,000 surety bond, a stay away from MARTA, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, the defendant is a convicted felon with a violent history. He does have the open case of felony criminal trespass and theft by taking in 2020. He has a burglary conviction in 2019, 2 other criminal trespass convictions in 2018 and 2016, and a lot of it is going to be violence related convictions outside of what I just stated. We also have concerns the defendant is a flight risk. He does have a fugitive charge in Virginia in 2021, 2 failure to appears and 1 probation violation. So based on that, we are recommending the $3,000 surety bond. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Derek is 29 years old, and I believe that he has been here in Georgia for 29 years, all his life, and he has his mother. His father passed away. His 2 sisters and 1 brother here in Georgia, and he lost his job as right before he was arrested for this charge. So he has no means to pay for any bond, and I think he has a bigger fish to fry. He's got to take care of that Virginia warrants, and I'm afraid that he's going to be on hold to be transferred to Virginia. And we would like to request for a signature on bond so he can take care of his issues. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I am going to issue a surety bond in the amount of $3,000. 2,000 on the first charge, 1,000 on the second. That's the breakdown. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Stay away from MARTA, all MARTA. And oh, and I guess that's it. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons. You did request to stay away from all MARTA, correct, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And does he already have a?
Well, in accordance with any suspension, because for this case, it didn't list any active suspensions.
There is no suspension, Your Honor. Actually, with dangling on it may be reckless, but I still don't think that that's criminal trespass. And yet, yes, we would like to accept that. Stay away from MARTA is fine with us.
Okay. All right, if that's everything, that should conclude this case.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Middlebrooks, it's on you when you're ready for reconciliation.
Position number 1 is the $1,500 sign-on bond through the jail. Position number 2, a $3,000 sign-on bond through pretrial. Position number 3 was null pros. Position number 4 is a $2,000 good bond, reset SAP June 14th. Position number 5 is a $800 good bond, reset SAP June 14th. Position number 6 is a $4,000 sign-on bond through pretrial, reset further notice. Position number 7 is a $1,000 good bond, reset SAP June 14th. Position number 8 is a $2,500 sign-on bond through pretrial, reset further notice. Position number 9 is a $5,000 good bond, reset SAP June 14th. Position number 10 is a $3,000 good bond, reset SAP June 14th. Position 11 is a $5,000 sign-on bond through pretrial, reset further notice. Position number 12 is a $3,500 sign-on bond through pretrial, reset further notice.
Okay. That will conclude everything. Everyone enjoy your afternoon, and we'll see you
you
next
too.
time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.